Guys, gals, and gas, honey. Yes, honey. Welcome to all of my mess, honey. Yeah. It's Ballroom Tea Tuesdays, y'all. How y'all doing? I hope y'all had a beautiful weekend. Honey, if you've been posted on what's going on in Ballroom, then you know that it's been a hectic weekend, a little bit of a violent weekend, just a touch. You know how the ballroom girls do, honey. Knuck if you buck, honey. All right. We will be getting to that, but honey, first we got to start it off with this tea. Y'all might have heard the news about Oshae Sibley. If you didn't know, Oshae is part of Ballroom. We have lost another member of Ballroom due to senseless violence yet again. Oshae was a dancer for the Alvin Ailey from the Alvin Ailey Dance Company. So if you're familiar with Alvin Ailey, then you know, baby, that Oshae was a dancer, honey, not just somebody who could twerk a little bit on TikTok, and get a couple of viewers, a real dancer. Well, apparently Oshae and some friends were in New York at a gas station. Oshae, originally being from Philadelphia, he moved to New York to pursue his dancing career and help elevate it. While at the gas station, apparently the friends had visited Reese Beach. And while at the gas station, they were playing songs from Beyonce's Renaissance album and voguing. Apparently, a group of teenage males, teenage boys, teenage men started to fling gay slurs at the crew, at the friends who were simply enjoying their music and dancing to the beat. Apparently, Oshae, or allegedly, I should say, Oshae approached the group of boys in an attempt to have them de escalate the situation. Oshae was apparently caping for his sexuality, reminding the guys that there was nothing wrong with being gay, and also reminding them that they were in a free country because apparently the guy who attacked Oshae and impaled him announced that he was Muslim, and he asked why were they dancing that way in front of him. Police are now searching for the 17-year-old boy who is believed to be involved in this Brooklyn stabbing of Oshae Sibley, aka Sage. This ordeal has traumatized his friends. This ordeal has traumatized the ballroom community because yet again, we are not only being ostracized, but we are literally being taken out simply for who we are and celebrating a culture that we've created. Many times I have jokingly spoken about people outside of the black and brown races infiltrating ballroom. And that's because I don't feel that it's fair that black and brown people have the opportunity to profit. No, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. I don't think it's fair that non-black people have the opportunity to profit and benefit off of ballroom and voguing when ballroom and voguing was created by black and Afro Latinos. The African American community, the African American community and the Afro Latino community started ballroom because they felt segregated and were being segregated from the mainstream drag scene. I'd like to have a moment of silence. I'd like to have a moment of silence for Oshae. Thank you. A candlelight vigil will be held on Saturday, August 5th at 6 p.m. at the LGBTQ Center on West 13th Street in New York. Also, feel free to donate to Oshae's GoFundMe, started by his father. The link is in the description. Sad news yet again. Sad news yet again. Violence takes out someone else in Ballroom, but however, that does not limit nor stop the violence within the Ballroom community. Unfortunately, we will be discussing a little bit of that later. Hold on, let me pump the bill. Let me spark the bill, honey. I didn't get a chance to get the bill pumping before we got up here, honey. It's been so much tea going on in Ballroom that I haven't had the opportunity to even see what's been going on the floor in Ballroom, honey. Najee says the POC unity stuff is bull. Now, Najee, I'm assuming that you mean the unity between black and brown people, or the unity between all non-white people are not there. Najee, if you're saying that the unity amongst all people of color is not there, I totally agree. I totally agree. I feel like the majority of non-black and non-white races still perpetuates white supremacy and anti-blackness. Yes, yes. I got the bills pumped, honey. Now let's get into the tea that Kelly is talking about. If you was here last week, then you remember we talked about the Delcours, honey. If you new here, honey, we talked about the Delcours. I'll refresh your memory. Father Javon Delcour was being accused of grooming the children in the house of Delcour. Do y'all remember that? Do y'all remember how Father Delcour wanted the children to go to the balls with his boneless babies and they chitlins? Do y'all remember that? How he had a request for various children that he was involved with, interacting with sexually, various children of his. He had requests that they carry his boneless children while walking balls. I'm sure this is some sort of fetish that I'm not aware of. I'm not interested in this fetish. It is very incestuous. I personally have never been a fan of sleeping around in your house, especially if you're a leader, especially if you're a parent. For a lot of these kids in these houses, you are a genuine parent figure to them, and you may be their only parent figure. This puts the children, the Ballroom kids, in a position of inferiority. It's not right. It's not right. To me, I compare it to not only incest, but sexual harassment on the job. Or sexual intimidation. But yes, Father Javon was accused of grooming his kids for his own adult purposes. The last time we spoke. Well, baby, honey, this week, Kelly got a new tea about how Father Javon is attempting to groom his children. Honey, I can't make this shit up. And because people are so crazy, I don't have to. Pump the beat.
While we wait for my queen nephew to get out the shower, we'll go into the next topic. Well, Javon, allegedly, well, I'm not gonna say allegedly, bitch, okay? Because the tea is Javon, honey, okay? They said that Javon, and let me put it, how did they say it? They said Javon is worse than Andre and some of the other leaders that's embezzled house funds. They said Javon is getting the kids to open up bank accounts, telling them in the house that he has so much money in his account that he doesn't want to get it tied up in legal affairs for the LLC for the house that's at a warehouse and not at anybody's physical address. So for the kids to open up bank accounts and give him the password to the bank accounts, and he's dropping cookies and things in the bank account, and the kids is at negative balances on the bank account when it comes to these bank accounts.
Naima, can I get your whistle, please?
Javon, they also said that Mona's over there helping him, Miss Thing, bitch, and embezzle the motherfucking books, Miss Thing, girl. They say in the House of Del Cor, they collect at least $4,000 to $5,000 a month in house dues. But then when they look at the spreadsheet is not added up to the money that's being collected from the children. They also allege, Miss Thing Girl, that when you talk about grooming in ballroom, Miss Thing Bitch, they said Javon is a groomer in ballroom, but not in the sexual way, but he's a groomer in ballroom to manipulate these kids to do each and everything they want to do. And also, they said Rich down there, that's supposed to be the best friend / having, Miss Thing Bitch, they said, Rich, you and your family and your counterfeiting scheme that y'all doing down there in Atlanta, they said that Javon is eating up all of those coins, Miss Thing Girl, honey, okay? Javon.
Ooh, Javon, honey, they got you back on the chopping block. Honey, if you wanted the kids in the back of the bus and you didn't catch the tea, Callie was stating that Javon is not only allegedly grooming his children for his own adult pleasures, but he's also grooming his children for financial reasoning. He's also grooming his children for financial resources and to maintain his craft. Now, if you don't know, the average house is an LLC, and the average house has a business account, a business bank account. They're saying that JoVen's has been advising the children in his house to open up bank accounts in their names for him to put the house funds in because he doesn't want to put the house funds, or he's not in a position maybe to put the house funds in a legal account. I'm not sure why he doesn't want to put the house funds in a legal account, but what's going on is that he wants people to create these accounts, and apparently he's been putting fraudulent funds in the accounts, causing negative balances and such for his house children. Honey, yes. And they say that the house mother Mona is in on it. Baby, honey, be a lamb, be the Lamb of God, be Jesus himself. Okay, honey. Baby, I don't make the news, I just report it. I'm only telling you what they told me, honey. But I got a question. I got a question for? I got a question for Fred. Fred, you have the most ballroom history in this house. You know, I feel like you are the name at the top of this house, or at least behind the scenes affiliated with this house. Baby, how do you feel about all these accusations regarding JoVen? I mean, every other week we got a new accusation that we're discussing regarding JoVen, where people are leaving the house of Delcor, and as they're leaving, they're spilling all the tea. Now, this isn't unusual. People leave houses and spill all the tea all the time. They've been doing it since the creation of the house in the 60s, baby. However, this tea coming out the house of Delcor seems to be pretty consistent. Pretty consistent, at least with JoVen being the groomer thus far, honey, baby. I wonder how Fred feel about it. I don't know. That ain't none of my business. I'm only here to keep y'all informed. Melanie, catch up, honey. Melanie, catch up. Feel free to rewind if you like. Daddy Fab says, sounds like a normal house father. Unfortunately, Daddy Fab, I have gotten that impression as well, that this is common amongst the house fathers for them to be having their children, honey. With JoVen specifically, it's supposed to be like an initiation process. They say that, you got to take the little meat. I don't know. It's been argued that it's little. It's been argued that it's big, honey. They say he got an OnlyFans. I don't know. I ain't checking for it. But y'all can keep me posted. Feel free to send me a link. But, honey, they said that part of the initiation is the meat. And they said that Javon likes to play top on people's time, honey. I don't know. Maybe he is a real type. Types do come in many forms, honey. We just talked a couple of weeks ago, too, about Sanaya getting down on the Femme Queen types, honey. Yeah. But, baby, honey, that ain't all the tea that's been going on. This is the tea that y'all probably are familiar with, honey. They was fighting, honey. The girls is fighting. Trigger warning, honey. Violence and altercations, baby. Negro or Negro crimes and violence against humanity. Pump the beat.
I got you, baby.
Yes, honey. Apparently they was fighting at the Colors Ball over the weekend, honey. Yes, baby. I told you that I didn't have to make this shit up because I didn't have to. Yes, violence and altercations, scrambling, Royal Rumble. Apparently it was the West versus the Line Vin. Right there you see Father, iconic King James, yes, beating somebody to the ground that was picked up. Honey, that person that you seen getting beat was CJ Line Vin, Father CJ Line Vin. Yes, honey, it was a lot going on, honey. Yeah, look, Father King James is chilling, Baltimore, that's Baltimore, honey. Yes, honey. You won't see us coming when we knock you, baby, and you won't know that we done knocked you after we done knocked you. Yeah, praise the Lord, honey. I keep warning them to leave the Baltimore girls alone. Child. And y'all know the House of West is predominantly Baltimore. Now, honey, yes. And I know y'all know this handsome fella. This is the one who y'all seen beating people down to the ground. Father, iconic, King James West. Yes. Originally of Baltimore, Maryland. Yeah, shout out to Father King James. Yes, honey. Apparently King James had to knock CJ Lanvin. That was the person who you seen laying on the table when it had collapsed. That was CJ was the person who had collapsed with the father. With the Father King James. It was like a Royal Rumble, WWE, a little bit. You know what I mean? And for a lot of y'all who are familiar with these fellas, you might not have seen CJ coming. CJ, I believe, is like a body sex siren child. I'm not sure CJ is known for fighting. Based on CJ's performance, I hope that CJ is not known for fighting. But yes, Father King James had to knock him. We're going to get into it a little bit more. You also may have seen a couple of other fellas here and there and involved in the tussle. You also might have seen a lady fella involved in the tussle. And that may have been Alexis. That may have been Alexis Lanvin, honey. You may know Alexis when she looks more like this. Trag's realness. Yes, but honey, let's get into the tea. Let's hear the story from the icons, baby. DJ Pump.
What, Jack in the comments?
Is that what you're saying?
I don't know, James. Can you explain to us what's going on, James?
Tell us
what happened, James.
Because Jack is here.
So
drop that name.
I seen that video yesterday, I didn't see that at the ball. I seen that video yesterday. So what I got from that was the LGBTQ assumed that I was trying it by chopping people because for whatever reason, they thought that I was chopping them for having the pictures on the phone. But that wasn't the case. I was chopping them for not having pictures at all. The first LGBTQ I chopped, she didn't have her picture at all. I asked Corey LGBTQ, hey, where's her picture? And he was like, oh, it's in the back. And they started scrambling. And I was like, it's a chop. And the second LGBTQ that came out, which was like 2-3 people later, didn't have a picture at all. And then looking at that video, what it looks like from all, like so just keep in mind, me and Jack have history of not liking each other. I don't bother Jack. I don't speak on Jack. I don't do nothing to him. Looking at that video, it looked like Jack sent that boy down there to me as if I was trying it or something like that, and got his ass whooped, and Jack stood there and didn't do nothing or say nothing. Oof. So here it is. I've had 2 conversations with LGBTQ leaders behind closed doors to tell Jack to stop taunting me, stop bothering me. But this is the kind of stuff that happens, and then when I react, it looks like I'm the bad guy. But I don't say nothing to him, and I don't bother him. But after seeing that video, I felt some kind of way, and I felt triggered because here it is again for the 3rd time. This man is still taunting me. He's doing stuff to make it seem like I have something personal going on with the LGBTQ, and I don't. My house wasn't in the running for trying to win the 10,000.
Okay. There go Jack right there. I want everybody to be quiet, please.
Girl, we can see that.
Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. I literally said nothing about you. Crystal the pistol walked right before Anna did. She got her 10s and she had no picture. I said, how did they girl get her 10s before and don't let us get our 10s? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm talking about. I don't have nothing. I don't discuss you. I don't talk about you. I don't even acknowledge your presence. So please stop. Don't nobody even know we still beefing. Like, bitch, I don't nothing about you. So it had literally nothing to do about you. It's Crystal the pistol got her, and go back and watch the clip because she got her 10s before Anna did. And she didn't have a picture. So I said, point at the Ebony's, because the Ebony girl who was on the panel, I don't know her name, but she can tell you herself, because I said it to her. I said, well, how she get her 10s and not her? And she said, well, that's Ballroom. Y'all have a nice day.
So I spoke to CJ LGBTQ on the phone yesterday, and CJ also said that Jack and Season LGBTQ both sent him down there. So that's where I got the confirmation from. Just for future references, for people who don't know, Crystal, the pistol picture was actually on the same picture as Megan Ebony. When they showed the picture, when Bub Ebony showed the picture in the video, it was actually both of them on the picture from part 1. I don't have to explain that to somebody who's not a judge. Nobody asked me, so I didn't have to explain that. And here it is. You thought you was doing something and you was actually wrong. So you sent that boy down there to get his ass beat, and you sat there and you watched it happen. Mm-hmm. And that's how I feel about it.
Oh, so he ain't even help.
Only the drag queen help.
Alexis Lavian is the one. Is the fan.
Well, stop being that.
And she got slid.
Unplug both of them. Then plug the water back in.
So okay. So
Wait,
I'm sorry.
So that's wait. I thought it was a boy that helped him. Cause I saw the post that Lasaya put.
It looked like it.
Alexis is a drag Kelly that she was in book.
Oh, okay.
She looked like
it was 2 people. It was a big light-skinned thick boy, and it was the drag queen that walked realness.
And the drag queen that walked realness, that's Alexis Lavian. Because that's when Lasaya made the post and said that CJ and Alexis was WWE, and then she took the post down.
Mm-hmm. So when we see if y'all see that video that we just showed, the 1 minute and 28 seconds, the icon.
Yes, honey, the mess, honey. So King James then gave us his version. King James says that CJ told him that it was unfair treatment because Alexis had got chopped for realness because she had no picture. However, there were other girls who had walked the category that didn't have a picture. So Jack felt that if it was unfair, Jack felt like it was unfair that King James was chopping. Jack felt like King James was being shady by chopping all of the LGBTQ girls, especially Alexis, Furthermore, Jack felt as if it may have been a conspiracy. It is also being rumored in Ballroom that a lot of people felt as if King James had an alliance with another house, the House of Delcourt, which is why Alexis was really chopped. Jack sent his father, CJ Lanvin, to approach King James. And when CJ approached King James, CJ, Alexis, got knocked while Jack watched. Baby, baby, honey, that's gonna be the talking point of the evening. I don't have to make this shit up. And we ain't done. We ain't done, honey. Apparently, Jack comes back. Jack Carolina comes back to defend his name again.
Was it like 8 months ago? Or
That was more like 2 years ago, Kelly. That was 2021.
Yeah, hold on. Before he dropped, his key word was bitch. Nobody knows we still got beef. So my thing is, if we got beef, and I don't know about it, but if you look at the video on the sideline, because nobody really caught into the video on the sideline. The video on the sideline, you have so much passion for your house that bitch, you want to be the person to bring the phone, but because we have inside beef, you do not even come 10 feet around me. So you manipulated one bitch with the aggression and the energy to come and get his ass whooped, like James just said. Because if you look in that video, that man was clueless on what the fuck was going on. In reality, he really didn't give a fuck. But because he was a leader of that chapter, bitch, he felt like he had to go do something, and then he got clocked for it.
Girl, you analyzed that real good, bitch. I ain't even.
You told Harpo to beat me.
So Jack, bitch, girl,
See,
listen.
I don't listen to respond. I listen to dissect. So when he left and he said, bitch, we still got beef and nobody know. Well, who got the beef? Because James saying there ain't no beef.
I don't have no beef. I don't like me and this man don't go to the same places besides balls. We don't have nothing in common. We don't speak. I don't acknowledge him. But this is the second time I've seen him do a whole big show about me
hold
and
on,
the
Shady.
situation.
Hold
I
on,
had a
Shady.
conversation with Season at the VA Honors Ball last year because he did this big ass storm off the floor about me being on the judges panel as if I didn't just judge him in Chicago 2 months before that. So it was like confusing, but I didn't respond to it. Like I said, when I respond to stuff like that, it just makes me look like I'm the bully, I'm the bad guy. So I don't say nothing. And I've had these conversations behind closed doors. So this is the first time I'm even saying publicly, why does this man keep bothering me? Why does he keep trying to make it seem like I have some sort of pressure with them or of any sort? I don't have no pressure with the Lanvins. I love the Lanvins. I will be at their ball in dress code, front and center at the very first table. It's not no beef. Stop.
Okay, Jack, you hear y'all. Kelly, what you got to ask that?
Rosa, go ahead. Okay.
Before I even
Did you hear what? Did you hear what happened? Did you hear what we just said, Jack?
Hold on, Kelly.
Yeah,
Hold on,
yeah.
Kelly.
Okay.
Hold on, Kelly.
No, I had to make sure that he heard what we said because they said he wasn't in the room.
Before I even came up here, before I even came up on the panel initially, James came out his mouth since we're dissecting statements and we're saying that Jack that he doesn't like Jack or whatever. So that's what even so since we're dissecting, that was said out of his mouth before I even came up here. Only reason I even came up here because I don't have nothing to do with this situation. I'm ranting to a leader, a father of my house about how I feel like they are playing games. I said, First of the Pistol just went up there. You can't see who I was pointing at. You don't know who I was pointing. I wasn't even acknowledging your presence. Just like when the whole thing in whatever ball you was on the panel, when that information got back to me, I gagged about that because I was like, I seen you at the gas station. I was like, I didn't have a fucking problem with you. I don't acknowledge your presence. Like every time I keep hearing it's that's the thing, James. I'm hearing my name is being brought to me about that you are discussing it. You don't hear me coming to you about, you don't hear anything about me saying anything about you. I don't discuss you. I don't.
Did you not hear me say that CJ said that you like said something about me over there? You didn't hear that?
I didn't say What
Yeah,
did
he
I say
said
about you?
You can take that up with him. You don't have to take
No,
that up
that's
with me.
that's what I'm saying. What was said?
CJ confirmed that CJ confirmed that he was sent to me by seasoning you.
He was not
He
sent to you. He
confirmed
was
that.
sent to the panel.
You don't have to explain that
He
to
goes
me.
down the entire panel. I don't have to explain. It's on the video. He goes down the entire panel. You're on the complete opposite end. I'm not. That's what I'm saying. You're not the only person I'm talking about. Like this is just frustrating the fuck out of me, dog. I literally have nothing to do with this. Stop bringing me up in these situations. I live a peaceful, happy life. I'm not in none of this ego shit.
But they say, well, Jack, this is not bingo shit. This is ballroom shit. We can discuss it on bingo.
Okay, so Jack, so long story short, Jack, is what you're saying is you really like, even though y'all don't use it, y'all don't hang in the same social circles or whatever the case may be, you don't really have pressure with James. You just don't see y'all just don't see it for each other. Y'all.
Child, honey. The only thing we ended up figuring out and coming to the conclusion of was that Jack doesn't acknowledge James's presence, even though he has pressure with James. We have found out that CJ got knocked into the table like Royal Rumble WWE. We found out that little James, I'm sorry, the King James. We have found out that the iconic founding father, King James West, can maintain his composure at any time with the girls. That is what we found out. We also found out something else. Because, I had to do a little dig. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. A little bit of a dig. And I have found, the category. I have found the girls walking. Oh, Lord, I didn't mean to do that. Girl, take it big. Honey, I didn't mean to play her. Honey, I don't know how she pops it. But I have found the category of the girls walking. I said, honey. And, I had seen that there was some shade and there was some things going on and girls was getting shot. We can't play the music. They play the music on the realness category. The girls was walking, the girls was getting through, the girls was getting chopped. Some people had a picture, some people didn't, some people had a phone, some people didn't, some people had a fan, some people didn't. But the girls was getting through. It's possible that the girls might have had a low-key picture that we didn't see. Maybe the girls had a picture in their brow between their legs or something and the judges just couldn't see it. I don't know. I don't know, honey. You know what the ballroom girls get. But it was some tea. It was some tea, especially by the time Little Yellow Mamas came out right here. Little cunty Puss finger wave. Honey, by the time she came out, baby, then that's when it started getting thick. It started giving tension, honey. The room started to get a little heavy, baby, honey. And before you know it, we get an announcement, honey. We get an announcement. All right, here comes the announcement.
It's two times. All right. First of all, when we ask for pictures, bitches, can y'all bring it on an iPad? Nobody got time to be squinting on no goddamn iPhone. Most of us watch shit on 72-inch screens.
It's no shame. Part 1, they supposed to come back. They supposed to come, how they did in part 1 to part 2, they supposed to come back with a picture of them from part 1 in part 2. So if they do that, it's a child.
Alright, can we get all the girls back up here with your photos side by side for clarity? Can we get all the girls back up here with their photos?
So clearly it was some shade. Clearly it was some tea. Next thing you know, honey, the girls is knocking tea off each other's. Yeah, Puss. The girls is knocking each other's T zones. You know what I mean? Yes. They ended up reconvening the bar. Yeah, Puss. Yeah, you remember we had seen them reconvene the ball, Puss. Puss said, hey, y'all. But yeah, so we figured out a few things. All the things that we don't know, y'all can draw y'all own conclusions. All right, honey. We also got a message. We also got a message. Keep this in mind. You know, last impression. We got a message from CJ Lineville. CJ is sorry. And now that CJ has got knocked, he understands how easy it is to get involved in physical altercations at balls. That's what CJ said, my love. Apparently there was some more tea. Apparently there was some more tea, but honey, I guess you're gonna have to come back next week for that tea, then, ain't you, honey? I got one last thing I want to show y'all. I do have one clip, a little throwback clip. She ain't too far back, honey. It's only a couple years ago, honey. Legendary Femme Queen performed. And guess what? Iconic Femme Queens came out, honey. Yes, they did, honey. Do y'all know this? Do y'all know this? Ow. Do y'all know this? Do y'all know this? Ow. DJ pump the beat. Yes, honey, that is our girl, honey, Monique West. Yes, the iconic mother. We're gonna have to skip to Maya performance, honey, because she had a little situation, honey, that I can't afford on my page. And we're gonna keep it going into this young lady. If anybody knows this young lady that's performing in the black, please leave her name. Her performance reminds me of Amina. Yeah, if y'all know her, let me know. Like I said, her performance reminds me of Amina, but I really don't know which one of the girls that is. Let me know in the comments. You know, this is a mutual educational space, baby. Yes, honey, yes, tens across the board, honey, with only one element, two, catwalk and hand performance. Yes, honey, the iconic, yes, the pioneering performance one herself, honey. Yes, honey, Mother Mika Alpha Omega. Back then she was still a prodigy, honey. But this is the tea that I want y'all to see. I want you to look in the corner. We could take it back. We could take it back for 17. We could take it back for 17 seconds. I want y'all to look over here in the corner in the right at this child, Khalid. Ain't his name Khalid? Y'all told me his name was Khalid. He started crying from seeing Mika performance. He was just so touched. The girls are influential. The girl, and then Mika comes out and gives him a hug. Oh, I love this moment. I love this moment, baby. I love this moment. I just had to share a beautiful ballroom moment with y'all. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes, honey. Your girl is still here, honey. We had a lot of mess, but honey, there's a lot of love and there's a lot of influence involved. Baby. Girls mean a lot to us. Shout out to Monique, baby. Shout out to Monique. Well, as a matter of fact, Monique had a battle. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Tell me how you do it. Grand Prize West, honey. Yes, go off, Monique. We love you, mama, honey. Especially over here at the Fairy Puss Network, baby. We love you. Iconic mother, Monique X West, honey. I love you, mama. Indeed, we do. And I also want to send love, peace, and blessings to the soul, to the memory, to the spirit of Chloe Mugler and all who loved her. Rest in peace, darling queen. Yes, how are y'all doing? How are y'all doing out there in the chat? How are y'all doing out there in the chat, baby? Shout out to Mel. Shout out to Najee. Shout out to Daddy Fab. And shout out to everybody who's tuned in tonight. You already know how it goes. I appreciate you for supporting a real one. And peace, love, and blessings to you and yours.